Alrighty guys, in this video series, I'm going to be going over how recruiters and hiring managers find you, vet you, and hire you. This is for salespeople, leaders, or independent contributors. Who else is this for? This is for people who are in jobs and hate their lives. This is for people who are in the job seeking process and struggling getting past the interview phases. This is for people who are struggling having recruiters and hiring managers ghost you and just disappear off the face of the earth of your job search. This is for people who took a risk on a new job and it's not what you thought it was going to be. This is also for people who are scared to make a change. You're scared to leave your current job. You don't want your current employer to know that you're in the market. Maybe you've been unemployed for 2-3 months and you can't land interviews. Maybe you've been sending out hundreds of emails, hundreds of resumes, applying to everything you see online, and you just aren't getting any response. You're doing everything that you're supposed to be doing and you're still not getting the results that you want. Maybe you're applying to everything and anything online. As soon as it comes up, you're the first one to apply. And then you get into the interview only to find out the job isn't what it seems. You're competing against hundreds of other applicants with a hope and a prayer, but you don't have a real plan. Salespeople who are struggling to land a sales role, using the online platforms, dealing with mass competition and recruiters ghosting them, this is for you. If you need support, you want guidance, mentorship, you want to make your family proud, you feel frustrated and hopeless, wondering where and if you're going to make your next commissions. If you can't stand another day in a toxic environment, and you're making less than you're worth, but you don't know what the first step to take is. This is for you if you're a salesperson who can nail the interviews and you can land the job, but keeping the job past the first 30, 60, 90 days isn't happening for you. And you hear buzzwords like you're not a cultural fit, but you never find out the real reason. Or maybe you're curious to know the secrets of the gate-kept recruitment industry and why you can't see consistency in your applications. Maybe you've been 2-3 months out of work and you're getting stressed about taking care of your family or even yourself. Or maybe you're at the end of your rope. You hate your job and you don't know what's going on in the market. So you have no confidence in your ability to find something new or something better. So you've probably been asking yourself, why can't I get hired? Why aren't I getting the interviews that I want? Why aren't I getting the callbacks? And why do I get these jobs only to find that I fucking hate it within the first few weeks? Some of you might think that you're down on your luck. You blame everything. You blame market conditions, you blame climate change, you blame competition, you blame anything that you possibly can. The eroding job market, bad news. I don't know what your reason is, but if you aren't on that list and you want to take responsibility, I challenge you to ask yourself some crucial questions. Were there signs that you ignored in the job seeking process? Did you follow up more than once or twice or at all? Did you call, text, email, DM, LinkedIn email? Have you identified specific challenges or obstacles that you've done in your job search? Who or what are you blaming for not working out? And if you're here, what are your personal and professional motivations for wanting to take this course? What are your priorities? Do you know what the highest ones are? What is your willingness to learn this information, and what is your willingness to accept change? Because you don't understand how recruiters and hiring managers find you, vet you, and hire you, that is why you need this information. The principal belief that underlies this program is that finding and landing a high-performance sales job is easy if you understand the recruiter and hiring managers' goals. For years, this information has been locked up by gatekeepers who don't want you to understand the recruitment industry and how it works because they only support the cream of the crop of sales candidates. And for years, I wondered, why can't I get the sales job I want? Why can't I keep the sales job that I have? If this is you, you're not alone. The truth is that this information has been gatekept for decades because it makes billions of dollars for the recruitment industry. And if these secrets get out, these partnerships and billions of dollars pumped into the economy evaporate. This is why you haven't learned this information, and this is why you need to learn it now. The truth is that the recruitment industry, recruiters, talent acquisition, and HR do not want you to know this information. If any of this sounds familiar, know that it's not all you. This information has been kept from getting to you. There are telltale signs, though, to the trained eye, like myself as a recruiter, as to what you're doing wrong in the process. So you keep doing it and you keep missing those opportunities. Your competition is no longer the people that are just in your geography or just in your industry or just in your age group, because your competition is now the rest of the world with remote work. My name is Jordana Matzos, and I help sales reps who can't get hired or keep their sales jobs by sharing decades of insider information from the leadership table in the C-suite and expertise on how recruiters and hiring managers find you, vet you, and hire you. After 2 decades of working at Fortune 500 companies and earning no less than $350,000 a year, I left it all to start my own company. 4 years ago, I've accomplished more than I could have imagined. And over my career, I've had over 3,000 hires in the C-suite, VP, leadership, and sales reps. I've advised in every single industry you can think of because I've had over 35 jobs. I've had 19 go-to-market strategies created. I've been trained in 9 sales methodologies, including Sandler, Challenger, Medic, strategic thinking, solution selling, Grant Cardone, NAPQ, and you name it. I've had responsibilities of over $5 billion in global business and built killer sales divisions of 50 plus sales reps. I've launched new markets. I've promoted hundreds of individuals into VP roles, into leadership roles, and into sales rep roles. I founded Hire Equity in 2021 and grew it to a 7-figure agency. I work with clients like FedEx, Sporting Life, TravelPerk, Unisync, Geotech, Purelator, DHL, and Maritime Ontario. And I've coached sales talent to get hired in enterprise Fortune 500 companies like Microsoft, Oracle, Salesforce, IBM, and Shopify. I've placed over 150 candidates in startups, national and international global organizations. And since 2010, there isn't a single year where I haven't made at least 6 figures. I'm a 3rd-generation entrepreneur, and I've placed first-time leaders and tenured sales reps who have grown revenues by $100 million in their companies. And the most common question I get asked on a daily basis from job seekers, and especially people who are trying to get into their top-performing industries, is this. Hey, Jordana, I've sent out hundreds of resumes with no response. Whenever I hear that, I think, why would you do that? Don't get me wrong. I did that in the past too. I blanketed countless job boards with my resume. I thought it was the market, the competition. Maybe I needed to tweak my headline a little bit, but I never bothered to get down to the root cause of what and why this was happening. Same with when I got a job. I had 5 sales leadership positions in 5 years from 2015 to 2020. The last 3 jobs were within 2 years, and I was blaming myself and everyone else. But the truth is that I knew I was going to get these jobs when I was interviewing. And I also knew that I was going to leave them within the first few weeks. So what was wrong with me? Was I demented? Did I want to torture myself? Why did I do this? And how could I have prevented this from happening? More importantly, how can I prevent this from happening to you? And how can you prevent this from happening? So many things weren't aligned. My interest and skills to the role, I didn't listen for clues that were staring me in the face, and I made mistakes that I had made before. I listened to people who didn't know me or how to evaluate my needs, and quite honestly, I took things for granted and didn't know how to articulate my own needs and achievements. I blamed the process, methodologies, the targets, the leadership, my team, the product, the marketing division, lead gen, the market, customers, lack of collateral, anything but being honest with myself about what the real problem was. And the truth is, the problem with hiring today is that recruiters don't know what they're looking for, and hiring managers are too busy to train, and the candidates don't know how to properly present and sell themselves in order to get what they want out of the market. So if you find yourself saying, I can't find a job, ask yourself, what are you doing wrong? Did you ever stop to think that maybe the skills you have, the experience you have, and how you present yourself are actually causing you to get the results that you've been getting? Did you ever stop to think the job you have now isn't working out because of you? The thing is, you know this. If you're the problem, then you're also the solution. So what do we need to do to fix it? And how do we prevent it from happening again or even happening in the first place? The truth is that you aren't getting noticed and getting interviews or making it past the first round because you do not understand how the decision-making process works with recruiters and hiring managers. You need to be in the game. You need to understand how they're playing it, how you get found, how you get vetted, how you get hired. You need to know what they are saying on the other side of the table. Before they're even saying it, the conversations they're having, you need to understand your dependencies and your needs and not just your wants. You need to know what your manager needs from you in the first 30 days of you starting that job, or you're setting yourself up for failure. If you're taking this course, a few principles to remember. How you carry yourself and how you think about yourself are going to determine your success in this course. If you think you're going to fail, if you think I'm just another recruiter pumping you full of information and this will just be another unsuccessful attempt to try and get the job you want, then that's what you're going to get out of this course. But if you believe that you are responsible for taking charge of your career and you want the insider information that thousands of sales talent already know and get placed because they have it, then you're going to have an exceptional experience that you will never forget. If you've been through a series of disillusionments with your job search, that's just not a bad thing. That means you're seeing the world through a reality that others aren't. That's what disillusionments are. You know there's a problem with the hiring process at companies, but no matter what, ultimately, you can be in control of you. And now you're taking successful actions. What can you expect from this course? You will develop your job search success mindset. I will help you with that. You will know how to define your sales career goals. You will have top companies begging you for interviews and have multiple opportunities for hiring managers to see you. You will understand what hiring managers and recruiters really want because you will become aware of the recruiter and hiring manager mindset. You're going to have a pitch or multiple pitches, multiple resumes, a LinkedIn profile that's going to set you apart from thousands of other people, and you will discover interview questions and answers that will get you seen and heard by hiring managers. You will be able to figure out how and why recruiters and hiring managers use the processes and methodologies that we do, because we're going to teach you that so you can establish your story and your value proposition. All right, that's all for this video. I'm going to see you in the next one.